How would Saitama, the legendary hero for fun, also known as Caped Baldy and One Punch Man, fare on each setting of SCP-914 The Clockworks? Let's find out. First, the rough setting. Most of the time, this just completely wrecks and destroys whatever has been placed in the intake booth. For Saitama, not so much. He'd probably exit the output booth looking a little scuffed and sooty, but otherwise fine. And something pretty similar could probably be said for Coarse, the second setting on the machine. This still destroys basically everything placed into the intake booth, but in a more orderly way, often neatly separating them into their component parts. Given Saitama is immune to basically all physical trauma, this would likely have a more embarrassing effect, taking off and neatly separating all his clothes. Someone stick a censor bar on there, please. We don't want to get demonetized. This brings us to one of the more esoteric options, one-to-one, where you're given something roughly equivalent to the original thing placed into the intake booth. Say if you put in a Pepsi, you might get a bottle of Coke out. For Saitama, it's most likely you'd get another beloved, overpowered anime protagonist from the output booth. Like Rimuru Tempest from That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. Now we're getting crazy, with the penultimate setting, Fine. This improves whatever was put into the intake booth, but in a typically small, non-anomalous way. You put a regular wristwatch into the Clockworks on Fine, you might get lucky and get a Rolex back. And for Saitama, in all likelihood, you'd get the Caped Baldy's dream. Saitama, but with hair again. Which certainly does make him look pretty fine. But jokes aside, very fine is in a category all of its own. And it's also the one that's most heavily restricted for tests among the Foundation, because it improves whatever is placed inside with some unpredictable anomalous effect, often resulting in chaos and sometimes casualties for Foundation personnel. And with something of Saitama's power placed inside, the result would be one of two options. Option 1 is producing a true cosmic being, removed from the very confines of power, capable of creating and destroying universes with a thought. And the other option? Well, honestly, the machine might just malfunction and break. You can't improve on perfection, baby, though he might still get anomalously luscious new hair.